So I figured out a very simple method to essentially import stems into SunVox and allow them to play from any position like you can in a more typical DAW. And I wrote a Pixilang script to assist with this process. Now I'm just going to show you how to use it quickly, and then I'm going to explain how it works. So let's say you have these stems. These stems are from Cambridge multi-track, and it says right here that the tempo is 174 beats per minute. You'll want to make note of that. If you don't know the tempo of your stems, then it doesn't really matter, but I just like to set it to the exact tempo if possible. Okay, so in the directory, we have this envelope sampler. This is essentially a default granulation envelope. We have the script itself, and we have this template, which is simply just a output module. And you open up a script, and we have some options here. So this is the timing, the beats per minute, the ticks per line. The BPM is already set to 174. You probably want to set that to the tempo of your stems if possible. And the ticks per line, I like to set that to 3 just for more granulation. Now, granulation. So if this is set to 1, then it will enable granulation for the stems. Now, the playback speed will be synced to the changes in the timing, so you can slow down the project and the stems will slow down with it. But you'll have a sound that might not be desirable, but you can adjust the settings to get the sound you want. Now this mask is important. This is just a file format of your stems, and if this isn't correct, then the program can't find the stems, and this just connects all of the sampler modules to the output just to make things easier. You can just add effects later on and such if you want to. Okay, so the way you use this is first you copy your stems and import them into the root directory of the program. And then what you do is you get out Pixilang, it's free, and you navigate to the directory and you run this multitrack.pixie file. Wait for the script to do its thing. And now we have a output.sunvox file. This is the SunVox project with all of the stems already in it, and it's quite big, 989 megabytes, because all of these stems are loaded into the project. Just keep that in mind if you're on a low resource system. So you open it, and we've got all these modules. We can see that it's a sampler, a multi-synth, and a glide. And we go to the timeline, and we have all these patterns named after the stems. And if we play it, we can hear that the stems are playing. And we can also skip around the timeline. And as you can hear, all the stems are playing in sync. Furthermore, we can split these. We can solo them. We can play them individually. I guess this one doesn't make any sound because it's not playing at that point in time. But yeah, we can treat these stems as any other kind of stem in a different DAW. Okay, cool. So how does this even work? Well, obviously we have the sampler with the stem already loaded in it. We have this multi-synth that has its phase automated. So basically this essentially controls the playback position of the sample from the line. So whenever you play from this line, it tells the sampler to play back from this position. Now, how does the sampler not just retrig repeatedly? Well, that's what this glide is for. So I discovered that if you turn off polyphony and turn on reset on first note and then put down 2 notes side by side like so, essentially what this does is it triggers it once, and then all subsequent triggers don't actually re-trigger the note. Instead, it essentially holds it, it sustains it, and you can actually transpose it and it'll change the pitch, but I'm not going to do that. You can just do it here. That's another cool thing about this. But essentially, this allows us to play back a sampler from any phase and not have to rely on granulation to play back the correct position. And speaking of which, granulation. So if you want to enable granulation, you can simply turn on the polyphony, and then what this does is it granulates the stem so that whenever you change the timing of the project, the timing of the stem changes with it. And of course, you can adjust the envelope, you can adjust the actual envelope itself. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. And of course, you have the sampler editor itself, so you can do whatever in here. And yeah, you can import stems into SunVox now. I hope this script is free. You can download it from the forum. Yeah, I hope it proves useful to you. See ya.